Yes, yes, yes. It's Jared at Subway, and I'm back. Oh my god. It's been forever. I haven't been able to make any commentaries, and I feel like I've been letting you guys down. All the new subscribers and stuff. You've been expecting videos, and I haven't been able to put them out, and I feel bad. I hope you guys can live to forgive me. But I do have some valid excuses. Because not this last weekend, but the weekend before that. You know, like in my last video, I said I went home to basically get away from everything, and I didn't feel like great being around Reno because of the whole restraining order on my roommate thing, and I'm going to explain that whole story later in this commentary. But I went home, didn't really bring much of my stuff, and turned out Sunday night there was a huge snowstorm, like in the pass between Sacramento and Reno, and I had been expecting to go back on Monday, so that just wasn't an option for me because I drive a Mustang, and the tires are not made for that, and I'd never put chains on before. I didn't really know how, and I didn't feel like going through all that, so I stuck in Sacramento for another couple days. And then I finally get back to Reno, and my family, I guess I didn't know about it, but my family's having some stuff going on this last weekend, and I had to come back and do all that, and that kept me busy for most of the weekend. And I've been playing with some of you guys online and whatnot, but my connection here hasn't been the best, and I just called my internet company to find out what's going on. I guess what I had run out, so I'm basically running on trash right now. And they should be coming on Thursday, like earlier on Thursday, and they're gonna be giving me like a new router, and it's gonna be running at like 100 megabytes a second or something like that. It's pretty much the fastest you could get. It's expensive, but I figured it'd be worth it, make things a lot more fun for me. And then when I got back from the weekend, this last weekend, I realized that my blue snowball microphone was broken, so I couldn't even make a video. I was ready to do it and everything, plugged it in, didn't recognize it. Just went to Best Buy, got it returned. This is Tuesday night, and I just got a new microphone. Just got home, busting out this commentary, just for all you guys, because I felt bad about not putting anything out for so long. I'm probably just going to upload this right when it finishes, even though it's going to be like 10 o'clock when it's done rendering this video. Or actually probably later, since this is a long video. It's like 10 minutes long. I might speed it up if I run out of story. But yeah, basically I filed for a restraining order on my roommate, and first off, this guy, like, we moved in, he always seemed kind of distant in the beginning. Like, he didn't want to hang out with us. Like, he kind of acted like he was interested in what we were saying, but really it was all just an act. Like, he just like, oh yeah, and walk away. And he just seemed kind of like douchey and kind of like standoffish like the whole time. And I really like didn't know what to think about it. I mean, I figured that whatever, like, I just wouldn't see him much. But he was in charge of our energy bill, and basically he would give us the statement for the energy bill like 2 days before it was due. Like, we had to pay him so that he could pay it, because that's how the whole thing worked. And basically he stopped like paying all of it. Like, he would just not pay 30 or 40 bucks every single week, and it was stacking up. And I was telling him that like, I wasn't gonna pay anymore if he wasn't gonna pay everything that we were giving him, because he was just like taking away with our money. And so I got a message back from him saying, like, if you don't pay your part or whatever, like, we're gonna have big problems, like, I'm gonna fuck you up, things like that. And like, that wasn't the first time that things like that had happened. Like, there was a time late last year when he put his clothes in the dryer. Like, this has happened quite a few times, but he put his clothes like in the washer and then in the dryer, and then he just left. Like they were dry, but like he just left for the weekend and left them in the dryer. And so I needed to do my laundry, so I took his clothes out of the dryer and I put them into his bin, which I didn't think would be a big deal. But when he gets back, he leaves me a message saying not to fuck with his stuff, well, fuck with his shit again, or else he will fuck me up. And that's an actual quote, pretty much. And it's just stuff like that made me feel like uneasy. Like, I'm sure you guys could understand, like, it doesn't really make you feel nice to be home or anything like that. And I'd always hear him yelling at people on the phone, like his parents or his girlfriend or whatever, and he had slapped some girl like above us, and he just seemed kind of like a violent person, and I didn't really feel that safe in like the common areas of my apartment, and so I would always be in my room, and that kind of led me to not talk to my other roommates, which made me feel bad for kind of skipping out on them. And like, so I did what I needed to do because like I felt like it wasn't really that safe for me and my roommates. So I went to the police station. This was on President's Day. For some reason the police station is closed on President's Day, so come back the next day. They tell me I need to go to the courthouse. So I drive over to the courthouse, and like I pretty much, they just have a door, and you call on the phone, and somebody will come out and talk to you. And they came out. I told them what was going on, and they said okay. It was like 11 in the morning, and they give me this paperwork, and I say okay, well, like nobody's gonna be back to collect this paperwork or look at it until about 1 p.m. But it should take you about that long. And I'm just thinking to myself, shit. Like really, like it was a stack of papers, like probably like 50 pages I had to fill out, and I filled it all out. I had to write like the whole story like 3 different times. It was a huge hassle, and it took away a lot of my time, but I finally finished it. They told me to come back the next day for a little hearing with the judge, and basically I come back, I'm waiting there, and like this whole time there had been this Mexican lady, like, I mean, like she was like one of those ladies, like she's like an older lady that actually like had originally lived in Mexico, and like that was her original language, so she didn't speak English that well. And this whole time she had been like going along with me, like every single step. Like I first met her when I was lost, like in the courthouse, like I couldn't find the right room, and like she was looking forward too. And then we were both waiting for our hearings out front, like at the same time. And she was quite a nice lady, like to talk to, and and she was in a lot worse situation with like an ex-boyfriend or something like that. But basically I go in to talk to this judge, and she basically didn't want to give me it, but what she wanted to do was to have my roommate come in and talk to, like we could both talk with her and like figure out what the problem is. But I didn't really feel comfortable doing that because I'd have to notify him, and then I still have to live with him for like 5 days with him being notified, and I didn't really feel safe with that. So she granted me the restraining order, and basically that made it so that he couldn't be within 100 yards of my apartment or me. And so I gave the documents to the police, and then the police came, and this is when he found out about all this. Like, the police came and they knocked on his door and they confirmed that it was him, and they basically made him leave. Like, they told him that he had about 15 minutes to pack up whatever he needed and to get off the premises, because like otherwise they will come back and arrest him. And, like, if anything happens, like, I have copies of the restraining order, and I could always call if I ever see him around, and they will immediately come and take him away or whatever if he's still around, or else I could file like I could basically just say what happened, like if he's already left or something like that. And so basically that solved everything, but I didn't feel that like safe around here, so I pretty much like went home for the weekend, like I said. And now this Friday I have a court date to extend or dissolve the restraining order, because it ends on March 9th, and I really don't think it would matter either way. I mean, I'm not sure, honestly, I'm not sure. Like, pretty much I want it to be extended, but if it was dissolved, I don't think it would be that big of a deal, but I'm going to try as hard as I can to get it extended. But he pretty much made up a bunch of stuff about me. I got to read a statement, like when about the clothes thing where I took his clothes out. He wrote on there that I had taken his clothes and thrown them all outside, and that he had talked to me about it, and I admitted it, and like he made it seem all like he was good and stuff. Like, he wrote that on there that he had told me that he didn't want me to mess with this stuff because I wouldn't appreciate it if he did the same thing to me. And he pretty much tried to play it off like he was the good guy, and he just tried to make it seem like, he wrote on there that I would never pay the energy bill, which I would always pay the energy bill, which was kind of a mistake by me to pay it in cash, because now I don't really have a receipt to prove that I would pay it on time, and the only time that I paid it late was when he gave us the billing statement late, so there was no possible way that we could pay it on time. And pretty much, I don't know, I'm happy to just have this one last thing to go to. Like, unfortunately my roommates couldn't go there to help back me up, but I think I'll be fine. My parents are coming down to, well, my mom's coming down to help me with all of it. and hopefully it won't be that bad, but it'll be 8:30 in the morning on Friday. So hopefully it'll pass and I won't have to deal with him ever again. I won't see him around in school or anything like that. I mean, if I did have the restraining order and I was in the same class as him or something like that, he would have to drop it. But I wouldn't want to hurt him in that way. Like, I really just want him away from me. I don't want to hurt him financially or anything, like educationally or anything like that. I don't have a grudge on him or anything. I don't want to be around him. And that's pretty much the whole story. I hope you guys were actually interested in that. Like, I realized it wasn't that funny or interesting or anything like that. It was just like a story of my life and what's been going on. But anyways, I got my whole setup back, my whole pathetic setup, and I was almost 250 subscribers now, and that's really amazing. Like, I can't believe that I've gotten this far. And like, when I get to 300, I guess I'll do like a real life video or something like that. Then like at 500, I'll show you guys my pathetic setup. Well, excuse for a setup that I have. If you guys would like that, I don't know. You leave a comment if you would. And all the people that are saying they're telling their friends and stuff about me, like, I really appreciate that. Like, it means a lot to hear that. And look at this game. Like, really, like, it comes down to the wire, and I can't believe that we actually pulled off the win like that. Like, it was such a close game. We were behind by so much, and we got so far in it. I really can't believe that we pulled it off. And it wasn't like the most amazing score, but I thought I really played like for the win. Like, I played well. I made our team win. I pretty much carried us to a victory. Anyways, I'll be uploading regular commentaries again, so make sure you guys are still subscribed and active, because I'm right here and I'll be around for quite a while. Later, guys.